Hi, my name is Venon Small, and thank you so much for tuning into this first ever introductory video of my part-time business called Lapto Refurbz. The reason for me making this video and sharing it with you all is actually just to get acquainted with my future potential customers that have PC issues or any kind of tech-related problems with your mobile computer. I say mobile computer because it's actually the device that I tend to specialize the most in when it comes to laptops. And also, it's just something that I feel that in today's standards, especially with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, these are the devices we tend to stay the most mobile with and rely on to actually handle our day-to-day activities, whether it's business or personal. I do mention business though, that at the end of the day, you just have to realize that when you have business equipment such as laptops, it's rather best to obviously, you're working for a company. I don't think I should mention really that the devices tend to stay under their management. So just bear that in mind if you do sort of try and approach me for any kind of tech issues that you are facing with your business equipment. I'd rather not touch those as they are actually maintained through your company. As I've said, I don't think I should mention that. But when it comes to your personal laptops, especially when you're working from home, I can understand really that this is the devices you kind of rely on, especially when it comes to your personal data, your videos, photos, priceless data that you've sort of built up over the years, and you don't want to have an issue so small that sort of jeopardizes those kind of priceless moments that you've built up over your life. And I know these are the top frustrations when it comes to mobile computers. As I've mentioned, really, the reason why I'm doing this video is just to get acquainted and just to get to know my future customers. And also, one of the main reasons really is just to sort of bring about that trustworthiness. I feel, I know it's quite of a problem, especially when you have to, you have an issue with your computer, you don't know what it is, you try to resolve on your own, but now you have to rely on a company that needs to do the job for you, but you're scared you're going to pay too much for it, or you also just scared, on the worst side of things, no matter how much it costs, that you will potentially end up with more damage than you're already experiencing. So I can understand, you're dealing with all sorts of skepticism when it comes to these kind of things. But I want to give you the reassurance, which is the reason why I'm making this video, that for me, I will never attack a problem if I don't know how to do it myself, but I am confident in the work that I'm doing. I have years of extensive training and knowledge and experience in dealing with these kind of things, as I am currently employed for a software development company. But I'm going to keep that aside. It's not that I'm using that as a way of handling my part-time business. It's a completely separate endeavor of what I'm trying to do, and I am hoping to do it full-time in the near future, and however that turns out to be. But for now, really, it's just to get, like I say, for me, it's me marketing myself in terms of helping people. I'm a people's person. I try to really help whoever has issues when it comes to tech issues, when it comes to your mobile computers and such. And I do have a passion for technology. I started this business 3 years ago actually, but obviously due to personal circumstances, I couldn't really get it on its foot, and I took on a full-time job then, and it's really limited of what I really wanted to do with this part-time business. And it just stayed dormant for some time. Now I'm actually within an off-season with my full-time job, and I want to take and utilize that time as much as possible to get my business up on its foot. And just like I say, for those that do know me, my friends and my family know that I'm a very dedicated person. I'm a very organized person, and I feel that I'm a very reliable person to also just take to burden any PC related issues you might face with your technical equipment. Obviously, just to mention, as I've said, I do specialize in laptop computers. It really is my speciality, especially when it comes to sort of dealing with all kind of issues you face with your laptop computers. They might be the same as desktop computers in some nature, but they're not really exactly the same, especially as laptops, they're very cramped devices. They build up a lot of dust, and they just get segmented quite data-wise, it works exactly the same as a normal desktop computer. But when it comes to hardware, especially, as you just have to look at the form factor to know laptops are very different when it comes to desktop PCs. And that's why I specialize in that, because I know these are the devices we tend to rely on a little more, quite for the fact that we are mobile with it. and also for the fact that you tend to stay up and running with laptops more than you do with desktop computers, especially desktop computers being much more powerful than laptops, but also sort of less expensive when it comes to parts for it. Because I, I can really just imagine with you guys, the amount of money that you have to spend sort of to maintain when it comes to laptop computers, which is why I'll try and keep my prices as affordable as possible. But enough of that later, more of that later. At this stage, I just want to sort of touch upon the fact that I wanted to share with you the reason why I'm going to make another set of videos for documentation purposes, really, also just to bring about, as I've said, the trustworthiness and the peace of mind knowing that your PC is actually in very capable hands. I will be making a set of videos for you to sort of see how I go about doing what I do, especially when it comes to opening up the laptops. There is a service that I do offer to sort of completely strip down your laptop to the circuit board level, clean it, sort of not really refurbish it, but just bring it to a state where as if you've purchased it the first time, and not really bringing it 100% back to original manufacturer's capability and quality, but also just to have it up and running for another few years, depending on how you use it, obviously, and for you to just spend a decent amount of money for you to be able to have something that you can go with or run with or do whatever it is for another few years. I know, especially when it comes to laptops, they're supposed to keep on going for like quite a few years, but also depends on how you manage it. But also that they tend to fail prematurely if you don't look after it. I mean, if you don't set it in for regular cleaning and refurbishing, get the internal parts. The internal parts are sort of like the heart and soul of these equipment. So yeah, as I've said, I've had extensive training and experience with laptop computers, especially, but desktop computers, any kind of computer you might think of, really, for quite a number of years. I've been dabbling with computers ever since I can remember, really. I've sort of had a parallel career direction when it came to computers or IT and engineering, really, because ever since I was like 5 years old, my dad, being a mechanical engineer, just dragged me from bakery to bakery, and that's where I got my exposure from on an engineering level. I've been working in it for like more than 8 or 9 years, ever since I left school, really. But alongside that, I've been studying, I've been growing my expertise in computers, and I've really just, as I've said, since from the get-go, really, I've been dabbling with computers. So for me, really, it's a passion, and I've sort of tried to keep that going over the last few years, especially getting into it professionally. I do work for a software developer company, and I am a system support analyst. If I can really put it out, you actually see that on my LinkedIn profile, as I've really sort of put the link on my website. So you will sort of see my profile, who I am, and my level of expertise when it comes to these kind of things. So yeah, that's really it, what I'm trying to get. I'm a very security oriented and driven person, so I really have this respect for consumer privacy, and these are also another reason, really, for your devices to stay up and running, error free. You don't have to worry about a device where you have your personal things running on there, especially when it comes to banking or your accounts, or whatever the case may be. You want to have it running as secure and reliable and optimally as possible, for however long you want to have it run like that. Now, obviously, you don't want to worry about something that's, sort of dying out on you, and also, with whatever reason you might face, any kind of issues you might face with it. There's various services that I do offer. I try to keep it user friendly. If you go on my website, laptorefurbz.wixsite.com/home, then you will obviously see my services tab and see all the sort of main services that I do offer, but there's quite a few more, and I did try to categorize them in terms of how you would find yourself in your daily activities. There's security setup, there's new laptop setup. If you get a new laptop computer, you have a lot of bloatware floating around, pieces of software and processes running in the background you don't really need. It's really just slowing down your PC. So there's various kind of services that I do offer to get you up and running, and also when it comes to the repair side of things, it depends on the scenario. And I do mention I have a business catalog that if you do contact me, I can email it to you, and you can have a look with with what I do offer, and you can just go about in sort of just to get to know each other professionally. So as I've said, the reason for this video and potential future videos that I tend to release, or will release actually, is for you to just get to know the person that you're dealing with. In most cases, you pick up the phone, you dial a number, it's a company, you don't really know, you don't know at the point what you're dealing with the error or the issue that you're facing. You try to resolve it on your own, and still you yet face the inevitable where you can't resolve it on your own. You have to book it in at a computer shop somewhere, and you are dealt with the skepticism. How much money are you going to pay? Is it actually going to be fixed? Are they actually going to cause more damage than there already is? You deal with all these kind of things. So you don't have to worry about this kind of things. I actually know of quite a few reputable computer shops that I myself have sort of sent in my stuff to over the years. Stuff that I didn't have the infrastructure, software, or hardware to actually fix it, which is why I needed to rely on these computer companies. So for me, really, it's just to help, and however way I can. And I know, like I say, you deal with that kind of skepticism, and you don't need that really. You're really worrying about a piece of equipment that you feel it's an irreparable problem. In most cases, or some cases it is, but that's where I come in, and I will be at the forefront telling you, okay, this is an issue that you are dealing with. Please, you can actually take it there, places that I know that I can refer you to. And don't really get that from people these days, because the computer shops tend to just keep them for themselves. We need to fix that issue. You're not going to get that right anywhere else, or they just try to, wherever the money is for them, they, like I said, but I'm not really sort of or demotivating any of the computer shops out there. I know these guys are really also just trying to work hard to keep their business up and going. And as I've said, I have a huge respect for the technological community, and especially PC jockeys, if you want to put it. We are all nerds in some way or manner, but we sort of, like I say, when it comes to these kind of things, you really just want to make it your main focus of getting these things up and running. You don't have to worry about anything. So my goal will be to try to, alleviate as much and lessen as much of the worries you have in your mind when it comes to your mobile computers, to try and deal with the tech problems that you are facing. So you'll find that I have a teachable spirit, really. I love working with people. I try to just explain something as easy as possible so you can actually understand, especially when I'm done with your PC and I give it back to you and you go ahead in sort of working with it again. You have that refreshed mindset of how you're dealing with it. And like I say, not all of us are tech savvy, and it's a frustration that I know that most of us deal with, but I try to alleviate as much of it as possible when it comes to those kind of things. So thank you very much once again for tuning in. I did try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible, but yes, like I say, you can look out for a future video or two of me. I'm going to post or publish, really, I'm talking Facebook terms here, that you can actually just have a look. So you can actually just go to my Facebook page called Lapto Refurbz. You can actually just search Lapto Refurbz, you should get it. And you can actually Google my business as well, which is Lapto Refurbz. It's just that I'm not as established at this point when it comes to online activities at this point. So if you do search in Google Lapto Refurbz, it's going to ask you to search for this instead. So you can actually just say Lapto Refurbz, choose the below option again, and you should actually find my page. Alternatively, you can actually just type in your browser laptorefurbz.wixsite.com/home. Then you should be able to find my webpage. You can actually see the mobile and desktop version are quite different, but it's to make it as user-friendly as possible. So if you do want to contact me, you can actually go to my contacts page on my website, and you can just type a message. It will go straight to my email, my business email, and you can actually just sort of share with me what your issue is. We can get into contact. My personal number is, I believe, on my website and on my Facebook page, and you can just contact me, WhatsApp me. There's various ways that you can reach me via email or contact. So thank you very much once again for tuning in, and yeah, I really hope that we meet each other soon, wherever you are, and just know that I am going to do my best to try and resolve your issue as fast as possible. But also, I really like to take my time when it comes to these kind of things, especially when it's part-time. I do have a full-time job, but I will try to get your equipment up and running as soon as possible and as professional and reliable as possible. So you can rest assured that your device will be in capable hands. So thank you very much, and please share this video with your family and friends. share my Facebook page, my website. I am going to need the exposure as much as possible. And for those that do support me and have shared my pages, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, and we chat soon. Hey guys, I thought I'd just give you a quick apology for the sound quality of this video, as I did not have sort of the appropriate equipment at the time of making this video, but I trust you'll bear with me when you do watch it. I'll obviously try, or at the time you watching it will have improved the quality by means of software rendering and video rendering, so I hope it's not too bad of an experience with you. Thank you very much. We chat soon. Take care.